Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So today what I want to talk about is Micah Parsons. Now, Micah Parsons is obviously the candidate that a lot of Giants fans are now mocking to the New York Giants at number 11, maybe trading back. But he was probably going to be a top 10 pick if he played this year. The key thing is that he didn't play this year. He opted out because of COVID. And he had the chance this year to basically cement himself. You know what? I'm a mature person. I can prove I can be with my teammates. I love my family. I have this whole thing. Opting out because of COVID is not just to play and get experience. It's also to, be accountable for your teammates. It's another year of development as a human being. And he decided to forego it. Now, the Giants may well draft somebody that opted out, like a Gregory Rousseau, a Penei Sewell, Rashawn Slater, but I'm of the opinion that it's not a good look to opt out, especially if you're Micah Parsons with a lot of these concerns that, off the field, stuff happened between teammates. It was just a bad culture at Penn State. That, by the way, we now have one of the Penn State coaches that was on that staff that had problems with Micah Parsons. But if he's given the clear, I would think about drafting him, but honestly, I really don't. Now, here's kind of why. What the Giants value is players that understand the game, the players that are disciplined. Now, Micah Parsons, athletic as all hell, ran a 4.39, whatever it was. Add 0.05, 0.06 seconds to that, and that's his actual 40 time. I don't believe Justin Fields ran a 4.44. I just don't. Sorry, I get it. You can time it all you want, but we got to have a little bit of a curve here. I don't think everyone's breaking records this year. What are you feeding these kids? It feels like in cross country too, all these kids are beating records as well. I don't know what's happening, but. Besides the point, Micah Parsons, he has athletic as hell, but gap exchanges, he doesn't quite understand it. Now, Penn State has some of the best coaches. We've seen a lot of players come out of Penn State that are just nice, disciplined players. Jason Oweh this year, but we've seen Yetur Gross-Matos, even the Giants' Cam Brown. A bunch of nice defensive linemen. Micah Parsons couldn't really develop the mental side of the game. Can he be a captain? I don't know. Maybe you just say, Blake Martinez, you're the guy. You're the inside linebacker. Teach kind of Micah Parsons how to do it. But honestly, let him just rely on his instincts. Let's just have him fly over the field because he's so athletic. And maybe just screw all this gap exchange stuff. Let's actually get a guy who's really explosive. Screw the Carter Coffins of the world that... they play pretty, they'll do the right thing, but can they explode? Now, I'm doing a film analysis on Azeez Ojulari, who's a lot like Lorenzo Carter. He's athletic, he can do some of those things, but his best asset is how smart he is, how he can recognize screens, how he can be at the ball a second earlier, but sometimes being too patient, you're not reliant on your instincts that much. You're not flying to the ball. You're kind of just, okay, what's happening now? You're not like, okay, I'm going to attack this guy. That sort of thing. And we'll have a full analysis on him in a couple of days. But with Micah Parsons, he's just athletic as all hell. He run fast, kind of make up for his lack of natural ability, but his ability to process what's going kind of on the field and his undisciplinedness. He's really undisciplined. Now, we got rid of Dalvin Tomlinson. He was one of the most disciplined players that we've had. He's, as far as gap exchanges, he was where he was supposed to be. He was flying all over the field. We liked him. And we kind of replaced him with Danny Sheldon. Maybe you just get a Micah Parsons, just fill that gap. The game of inches. He's going to just shoot through the gap and make some amazing plays, and maybe that's useful for us. Maybe you found that's useful, but I'm not too much of a fan of Micah Parsons. Those are kind of my thoughts. Let's move on to the next topic of the video, because we have 2 6th-round picks. Last year, we had 4 7th-round picks. We decided to go through all of them, but there was a lot of scouting last year. There was a lot of tape. We had Shane Lemieux, 64 games of him, and he played every single snap in those games. Him and Penei Sewell. They probably watch a lot of Penei Sewell, too. Well, take note, Giants fans, Giants and whatever. But, with this year, a lot of opt-outs, a lot of uncertainty, not being able to touch the guy, smell the guy pro day, not being able to come in and talk to him and that much and kind of get his feel, smell his breath, look at his appearance, those types of things, not being able to get a lot of those contacts. I think the Giants may just trade out of this draft. We only have 6 picks. Maybe just trade up. If you really like a pick, who cares about those 2 6th-round picks? Kind of like what San Francisco did last year in a way. They liked the guy that they wanted in the first round. They traded up. They had no picks from like 1 to 4. They had 2 first-round picks, but they didn't have a pick until like the 4th, 5th round, and they really didn't have a lot of those players. Now, with our roster, what we did is this year we added some higher-end injury-prone guys, but what we did last year was a lot of depth. This year, you have to pick guys that you think that you know are going to be good. Like guys that you had film on, guys who didn't opt it out, good character guys. I think if we look at it, let's go round by round. First round, I keep on mentioning guys who've opted out. Let's say you pick Elijah Vera Tucker, versatile offensive tackle. If Andrew Thomas goes down, you can replace him. Even though we're not expecting that, Andrew Thomas goes down, you're like, oh yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker, just put him in there. But also, he's just a guard. I reviewed him. They have a lot of spacing in the USC offensive line, so it's more like a glove. I don't know how to explain it. Instead of like interlock fingers, it's more spaced out. Picture your finger more spaced out. It's kind of weird that way. So he's used to being in space. He can deal with that sort of athleticism. He's not great around the edge, so he kind of sometimes ears to that a little bit more, and sometimes you get beaten on the inside. But you get Elijah Vera Tucker in the first round, a good character guy. Also, guys that are looking around too, Landon Dickerson. The guy is just a fun-loving, injury concerns, yes. But as far as character, I think that's a major target that the Giants should be going in the second round. And then we have to wait all the way to the third round pick. Is it 69? Or is it pick like 68? Whatever it is. We have to wait all the way. No, it's picking like the 70s, isn't it? Because you have to add 32. Whatever pick it is, I'm not sure. If you really like a wide receiver, especially like a Tutu Atwell, a Darden, something like that, I think you have to trade up. I think this is the year where Dave Gettleman has to trade up because there aren't too many for sure things. Like, I don't know what's going to be in the 5th round. I especially don't know. But, imagine those guys who haven't really watched any tape on a lot of these guys. You don't know where they are personally. I'd rather be 5 spots away and be like, okay, I'm not sure. Like, what if the Miami Dolphins draft him and then go all the way up and trade and make sure you bring him in the locker room? Like, Ronnie Perkins is another guy I'm going to do a film analysis on. But, I'm going to see film analysis, kind of review, see what I'm kind of thinking, and debate whether the Giants should take him or not. But maybe if Ronnie Perkins is falling in the 3rd round and go, shit, man, I would start trading back and just accumulate draft picks for 2022, or just move up in this draft. Who cares about those 6th-round picks? I don't. I don't think they should either. Just have those teams shoot a dart at the dartboard, but have 3 or 4 players in this draft who are like, those guys can start for us. Those guys can make an impact, especially we need impacts on the interior offensive line. Maybe one more wide receiver, even though I kind of like Dante Pettis as a depth guy. Maybe, a cornerback, an inside linebacker, Joel Cox of the world. If you can come out of this draft with 4 solid starters, I do it every single time. But obviously, and then if 2 of them are on your team in a couple years, that's what you need. Start looking at the 2018 draft. We don't really have a lot of those players anymore. Saquon Barkley, Will Hernandez, okay, they're all right. To the 2019 draft, so that's starting to thin out a little bit. But you still have Darius Slayton. That's one of the key pieces in that draft. And 2020 is the draft where it's just like, okay, that feels like that's our team. But, in 2017, we have nobody besides Evan Ingram. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Am I not? Am I smart? Am I a dumbass? I don't know. But hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.